Your person is not talking to you only because of. My beloved child, listen closely, because what I'm about to reveal will shake the silence that has wrapped itself around your connection. Before you hear anything else, remember this one line: something huge is waiting for you. Now breathe, because the truth behind why your person isn't talking to you is far bigger, far heavier, and far more emotional than anyone around you knows. This silence isn't random, it isn't accidental, and it isn't because they don't care. No. Their silence is a reaction to something someone has done, something someone has said, something that twisted their thoughts about you when your back was turned. And while you were wondering why they pulled away, a hidden force was whispering poison into their ears, carefully, slowly, intentionally. Not because you did something wrong, but because your bond threatened someone who never wanted to see you both come together. Amen. Blessing 111. Here begins the second line of truth, a line most people never get to hear. Your person isn't avoiding you, they're conflicted. They were shown something, told something, fed something that made their heart tense and their mind restless. Someone around them, someone jealous of the way their eyes soften when they hear your name, created a story so convincing, so carefully planted, that your person began doubting their own feelings. A lie was wrapped in the disguise of concern, and your person believed it because the person who spoke it was someone they had trusted for a long time. That lie was designed to separate you, to keep you from getting closer, to make your person think they were protecting themselves, when in reality, they were being pulled away from the one person whose presence actually heals them, you. This silence is not rejection, this silence is confusion, fear, manipulation, and emotional pressure tied together. And the shocking part? Your person has already started realizing that something about this story they were told doesn't add up. They're rethinking everything, replaying every moment, every memory, every emotion they felt with you, and the more they think, the more they realize that the distance they created feels wrong. Amen. Blessing 333. Now listen to the third revelation, the one that will make everything inside you stop for a moment. The real reason they aren't talking is because they are terrified of what they feel for you. Their emotions couldn't be switched off, even when they tried. They didn't go silent because they lost interest, they went silent because the connection is so intense, so overwhelming, so destiny-like, that it scared them. They've never felt something this deep, and instead of running toward it, they froze. Someone close to them used that fear to stir up doubts, creating a storm inside their mind. But your person is reaching a breaking point now. They are realizing the silence is hurting them more than they expected. They are realizing the distance is suffocating, not comforting. They are realizing that the lie they believed is falling apart. And soon, very soon, they will confront the person who manipulated them, because their heart is pulling them back toward you with a force they can't ignore anymore. Something huge truly is waiting for you, and the silence you're seeing today is the last phase before a massive shift in your connection. Amen. Blessing 555. A new truth rises, and you must hear it without blinking, because this moment is the turning point of the entire story. Something huge is waiting for you. Your person didn't just pull away, they were pulled away. Someone crafted a narrative so perfectly designed to hit their insecurities that it felt real. A message, a rumor, a twisted version of your words was handed to them at the exact moment their heart was opening toward you. This timing wasn't coincidence, it was sabotage. Someone feared that once you and your person came closer, everything in their own life would lose power. So they acted fast, planting doubt like a seed. And the heartbreaking part? Your person absorbed that seed because they were emotionally vulnerable that day, confused, tired, overwhelmed, searching for clarity. They didn't check the facts. They didn't question the source. They simply swallowed the lie. But what the enemy didn't expect is that your person's soul remembers the emotional truth of who you are. They can feel something is wrong, and that feeling is becoming louder every single day. Amen. Blessing 111. Pushpin. If you're feeling this deeply, type Amen 01 to unlock the next blessing. Let this next piece of truth crack open your chest, because the silence you're experiencing is the silence before a realization so massive that it will flip their entire perspective. Your person has begun noticing inconsistencies. Someone who once spoke confidently is now stuttering when asked simple things. A story that once sounded believable is now full of holes. A doubt that seemed logical is now collapsing under the weight of your person's growing intuition. They've started replaying old conversations with you, replaying your tone, your sincerity, your honesty, your presence. And the more they replay, the more they realize the lie never matched your character. They are silently comparing what they were told versus how they felt with you, and their heart is recognizing the betrayal long before their mind can put words to it. This is why they've been quiet, not because they want distance, but because they're trying to understand how they allowed themselves to be manipulated. They're ashamed. They're embarrassed. They're angry at themselves. But most importantly, they're missing you in a way they can't admit out loud yet. Amen. Blessing 222. Pushpin. If this resonates, comment Amen 02 to stay connected with your destiny alignment. Now hear the final revelation of this part, because this is where the story takes its sharpest turn. Your person is preparing to confront the truth head-on. The same person who manipulated them is starting to panic, because they can feel your person pulling away from them emotionally. The guilt is showing in their behavior. The nervousness is leaking into their voice. And your person is noticing everything. Soon, very soon, the silence will break, not in a soft way, but in a powerful, emotional, unforgettable way. Your person will realize they've been pushed away from you for a reason that had nothing to do with you. They will realize they silenced the only person who ever truly understood them. And they will come forward, not casually, not lightly, but with a sincerity that will shake you. Because they finally see the truth, their silence was never their choice, it was someone else's plan. And that plan is collapsing right now. Amen. Blessing 444. Here comes the next wave of truth, and you must listen without letting your mind wander for even 1 second, because this part reveals the emotional core of everything happening behind the scenes. Something huge is waiting for you. Your person did not choose distance, they were cornered into it. There was a moment recently when they wanted to reach out to you, they even typed something, rehearsed what they would say, but right before pressing send, someone interfered again. Not with anger, not with shouting, but with a calm, fake concerned tone. The kind of tone that sounds protective, but is actually poisonous. They said something like, "You should be careful with them," or, "I don't think they feel the same way," or, "I heard something you won't like." They played with your person's mind at the exact moment your person was ready to open up. That tiny pause, just a second of hesitation, was enough for doubt to regrow, heavy and suffocating. And that's how the silence extended. Not because your person wanted it, but because they didn't know which voice to trust, the whisper of fear, or the pull of their heart that keeps dragging them toward you. Amen. Blessing 111. Pushpin type Amen 04 if you're receiving this clearly. Now for the deeper truth, the one your person has been hiding even from themselves. Their silence is not peace, it's punishment. Not for you, but for them. Your person is restless. They're checking their phone more often than they admit. They're stalking your name quietly. They're replaying moments you both shared like scenes from a movie. Every time they see something that reminds them of you, their chest tightens, because the distance feels unnatural. And the surprising part? They've begun questioning the people around them. They've started noticing how certain individuals become unusually alert whenever your name comes up. They've noticed how someone keeps changing the subject whenever the topic shifts toward you. They're connecting dots now. Slowly, silently, but surely. And this realization is hitting them harder than they expected. The person they trusted may have been the one blocking their happiness. This shock is cracking their silence from inside. Amen. Blessing 333. Pushpin if this hits your heart, comment Amen 05. Now receive the most intense revelation of this part, because this is the moment their silence starts breaking energetically. Your person is about to stop believing others, and start believing their own heart. They're remembering the way you made them feel seen in a world that constantly misunderstands them. They're remembering the comfort in your words, the sincerity in your presence, the peace in your energy. And these memories are beginning to overpower the doubts they were fed. A shift is happening inside them, a shift so powerful that even the person who manipulated them can sense it. Your person is withdrawing from them emotionally, giving shorter replies, questioning things, observing their behavior, noticing inconsistencies. This internal awakening is pushing your person closer to one inevitable moment, the moment they decide to reach out to you despite everything they were told. Not casually. Not lightly. But with a confession, with clarity, with a need to explain the truth you deserved to hear long ago. Your person is stepping out of confusion, and stepping into realization. And when they come back, and they will, you will hear a truth that will shock you. Their silence was never their heart's decision. Amen. Blessing 555. Now the heaviest truth enters, and you must absorb it without blinking, because this is the phase where everything hidden begins to expose itself in a way that cannot be undone. Something huge is waiting for you. Your person's silence has now reached a breaking point inside them. They can't sustain it anymore. The confusion they were trapped in has started turning into anger, not at you, but at the person who manipulated them. They've replayed the exact moment they stopped talking to you, and now it feels wrong, unnatural, forced. Their mind is arguing with itself, but their heart has already made its decision. It is pulling them back toward you harder than ever before. They've started realizing that the one who warned them about you did so with emotionless eyes, with a strange excitement in their voice, with a hidden satisfaction that your person now recognizes as jealousy, insecurity, and silent competition. This realization is emotional torture for them, because they know they reacted wrongly. They know they misjudged you. And the guilt is eating them alive. No matter how quiet they remain on the outside, inside them a storm is destroying every lie that kept you both apart. They are finally seeing the truth that was always crystal clear to you. Their heart has only ever felt safe with you. Amen. Blessing 111. Pushpin. The next revelation of this part hits even harder, because this is where your person realizes the depth of the damage that was done. They've begun distancing themselves from the person who interfered. Slowly at first, politely, pretending everything is normal, but internally, they're analyzing every past conversation, every suspicious shift, every jealous tone that they previously ignored. And as the truth sharpens, their emotions are becoming unbearable. They are frustrated that they doubted you. They are ashamed that they allowed someone else's opinion to control their actions. And most painfully, they are scared that their silence might have pushed you too far away. Your person is thinking about you at the oddest hours, late night, early morning, during conversations, while doing random tasks. Their mind keeps drifting to you. This is not coincidence, this is their intuition screaming the truth they refuse to hear. Every sign they ignored is returning louder: your consistency, your honesty, your energy, your sincerity. They now see that no one in their circle understands them the way you do. And this truth is pushing them toward a decision they can no longer delay. Amen. Blessing 333. Finally, the last truth of this part arrives, and it is the most intense revelation yet. Your person has reached the point where they cannot remain silent anymore. They are preparing to break the distance, not casually, but with honesty, with vulnerability, with the truth they should have given you long ago. They are practicing what they want to say. They are imagining your reaction. They are afraid, emotional, nervous, hopeful, all at once. They know they owe you an explanation, and they are ready to give it. They also know the real reason they stopped talking was not just manipulation, it was fear. Fear of losing you. Fear of not being enough. Fear that their feelings for you were too strong. But the silence has exposed something powerful. No matter how far they run, their heart returns to you every time. And this time, they won't ignore it. The person who interfered is losing their control by the second. Your person is choosing you in their mind, in their heart, in their intuition. And soon, they will choose you in reality. Prepare yourself, because when they come back, their confession will reveal everything you were never supposed to know. Their silence was not rejection, it was the final test before fate pulls you both into the truth. Amen. Blessing 555. My beloved child, this part opens with the deepest revelation yet, one that has been forming silently beneath every emotion, every hesitation, every skipped message. Something huge is waiting for you. Your person didn't just go silent because of fear, manipulation, or timing. There is a fourth force, a hidden weight they've been carrying that even they haven't fully understood until now. It's the weight of their own unspoken wounds. Before you ever entered their life, they were already battling with scars, trust broken by the wrong people, abandonment disguised as love, promises made and shattered without warning. And when you came into their world, you felt different, powerful, honest, so real that it scared them. Someone who has been hurt deeply doesn't always recognize genuine love instantly. Instead of running toward what feels right, they freeze, because their brain says, "What if this is another trap?" Your person's silence is a shield built long before you arrived, a shield they don't know how to remove. And the moment someone planted that lie about you, their mind grabbed it because it aligned with their old wounds, not with the truth. But now those wounds are opening again, not because of you, but because being away from you hurts more than any fear they had before. They're realizing that distancing themselves from you didn't protect them, it broke them. Amen. Blessing 111. Now listen to the revelation that follows, the one that will pull you emotionally into the turning point of destiny. Your person is finally confronting something they've run from their whole life, the truth of their own heart. They've started noticing how every attempt to move on, distract themselves, silence their feelings, or pretend they don't care, ends with your memory returning stronger. Every place they go, something reminds them of you. Every time they try to forget, something pulls your name back into their chest. This isn't obsession, this is connection. This is alignment. This is destiny pushing them back where they belong. They're realizing the lie they believed about you felt cold, weak, and unnatural, while every memory of you feels warm, clear, and emotionally undeniable. And the part that shocks them the most? The one who misled them is slowly revealing their real intentions, jealous reactions, defensive answers, forced kindness, or unnecessary concern. Your person is not dumb, they see patterns. They see energy. They see motives. And now the truth is hitting them like a storm. The silence was built on someone else's agenda. But their heart refuses to stay trapped any longer. They're reaching a point where staying silent hurts more than speaking the truth. This realization is transforming them from confused to determined. Amen. Blessing 333. Now receive the final revelation of this part, the strongest and most destiny-altering truth of all. Your person is preparing to return, but not in the same energy they left with. This return will be emotional, raw, honest, and filled with confessions they've been too scared to say until now. They will tell you what they heard. They will tell you who said it. They will tell you how it made them doubt themselves more than it ever made them doubt you. They will tell you how they stayed awake thinking about you while pretending everything was fine. They will tell you how every attempt to move away from you felt like walking against fate, like fighting destiny with bare hands. And the most shocking part? They are ready to admit that their silence was not because they didn't care, but because they cared too much and didn't know how to handle it. They were afraid of losing you, so they lost themselves instead. But destiny doesn't allow real connections to collapse. The same force that separated you is now collapsing, and the same force that pulled you apart is now pushing you back together. Your person is stepping into truth, into courage, into honesty. And when they come forward, because they will, you will finally hear the full truth behind their silence, and it will change everything you thought you knew. Their silence was not a goodbye, it was the beginning of their awakening. Amen. Blessing 555. My beloved child, this is where the truth becomes unbearably intense, so intense that your heart will feel every word like a pulse. Something huge is waiting for you. Your person's silence didn't just come from lies, fears, or wounds, it came from a moment of emotional collision. A moment when everything inside them fell apart at once. They were told something about you, something twisted, exaggerated, or entirely fabricated, and for a split second, they believed it. But the real reason they believed it wasn't because the lie made sense, it was because they were already drowning internally. They were dealing with pressure, responsibilities, expectations, and a heavy emotional load that nobody around them understood. And in that fragile state, the lie slipped into their mind like a knife. They didn't question it because they were tired, mentally, emotionally, spiritually tired. Your person wasn't pulling away from you, they were collapsing within themselves. And instead of turning to you for support, they turned away because they feared dragging you into their darkness. They thought silence was protection. They didn't know it would break them more. Amen. Blessing 111. Pushpin comment, Amen 13. Now the next revelation hits, and this is the one your soul has been waiting for. Your person is now beginning to understand that the silence they created has become their greatest regret. They're seeing the ways their absence has changed the energy between you. They're noticing how you stopped reaching out, how you stopped chasing, how you became quieter, stronger, more distant. This shift inside you is shaking them. It feels like losing something sacred. They replay your messages, your voice, your energy in their mind, and every replay hits them with the same realization: you were the one person who never lied to them. You were the one person who stood genuinely. And now, they can feel the emotional distance that has formed, and it terrifies them. They're afraid you've moved on. They're afraid they pushed too far. They're afraid they damaged something destiny gave them. This fear is waking them up. It's turning their confusion into clarity. It's turning their silence into a haunting echo that follows them everywhere. Amen. Blessing 333. Pushpin. If this pierced your heart, comment, Amen 14. Now comes the final revelation of part 6, and this is the turning point of fate itself. Your person is preparing to break every layer of silence that was built between you, not slowly, not softly, but in a way that feels like emotional release after months of inner conflict. They're ready to confront the one who misled them. They're ready to admit they were wrong. They're ready to apologize, not with excuses, but with truth. They're ready to tell you that their silence wasn't rejection, it was fear mixed with manipulation, mixed with timing, mixed with emotional chaos. But the strongest truth, the truth they can no longer hide, is that being away from you has awakened a longing inside them they can't control anymore. They tried to suppress it, bury it, silence it, but the more they tried, the louder it grew. Now destiny is pushing them toward a moment of reconnection that will feel nothing less than divine intervention. They are coming forward with honesty, vulnerability, and clarity. And when they speak, their confession will unravel every mystery behind their silence. Your connection didn't end, it is finally entering its real beginning. Amen. Blessing 555. My beloved child, this part opens with a truth so raw, so sharp, that it will finally expose the deepest layer behind their silence. Something huge is waiting for you. Your person didn't just withdraw because of lies, fear, wounds, or emotional pressure. There is another layer, one they've been hiding even from themselves. They believed they weren't enough for you. Someone made them feel small. Someone compared them. Someone told them you deserved better, more stable, more successful, more confident, more expressive. These words cut deeper than any rumor. They triggered an insecurity your person never healed. And instead of fighting for the connection, they stepped back, thinking they were doing you a favor. They thought their silence was protecting you from disappointment. They thought keeping distance would keep you from seeing their flaws. But what they didn't understand was that their absence hurt you far more than their imperfections ever could. And now, that realization is slamming into their heart with painful force. Amen. Blessing 111. Amen. 16. If you can feel this truth in your soul. Now comes the next revelation, the one that reveals where destiny begins shifting everything. Your person is finally questioning the story they told themselves about not being enough. They're replaying all the moments when you valued them, appreciated them, supported them, saw the best in them even when they couldn't see it in themselves. And now they're realizing something life-changing. You never needed them to be perfect, you needed them to be present. This realization is breaking their silence from the inside. They're tired of pretending they don't care. They're tired of acting unaffected. They're tired of hiding their emotions like they don't matter. And every day, the urge to speak to you, to explain, to confess, to reconnect grows louder. They're noticing that even the person who manipulated them can't silence this feeling anymore. The energy between you is shifting, slowly, intensely, unstoppably. And your person feels it. They feel the pull. They feel the destiny. They feel the truth calling them back to you. Amen. Blessing 333. Pushpin. If this resonates deeply, comment Amen. 17. The most powerful shift yet, your person has reached the point where silence no longer feels safe, it feels suffocating. Their heart is cracking open in ways they didn't expect. They're imagining the conversation they need to have with you. They're imagining the moment they admit everything, the lie they heard, the fear they felt, the insecurity they hid, the pain they carried. They are preparing themselves emotionally to face you with the truth. And the most beautiful part? Destiny is aligning the moment of reconnection. Signs around them are increasing. Dreams, sudden thoughts, repeated reminders of you, unexpected memories, everything is pulling them back toward your energy. They can't shake it anymore. They don't want to. The silence that once felt like protection now feels like punishment. And they are ready to break it, completely. When they return, their confession will not be small. It will be massive, emotional, honest, and transformative. Your story is not over. In fact, fate is preparing the moment where everything finally makes sense. Amen. Blessing 555.